by Mr. Boomstick. You know, he basically said use his name anywhere, and what do you guys want to do in your first morning in?
I don't fucking know.
Well, I'd rather imagine we showed up here for a reason.
Oh, we're probably waiting on. We mainly came here to sort of escort an emissary, mainly.
You're facilitating basically in that. You guys you brought Boomstick here so he could talk to Thornbreaker about, hey, maybe we need to help the elves, you know, because they're having problems.
They're having problems that could be major problems in the future. For us.
Yes, and Forge Hammer is really the only real places that really haven't been affected by a mirror falling. So, yeah, so that's why you guys came here, is because they're the ones that really haven't probably been engaged too terribly much.
Yeah, I need to be.
So I guess what is Darius wanting to do the morning that you guys awake in
Roll
your percentile.
Damn it, I've gone away for so long. Fuck.
Very good catch.
Hold on, I gotta get my die. I have to move all my shit, so I gotta get my die back.
By this time, it was like dragging on the floor for so long. Like it's just 100%
I mean, having a
all
big
the
beard
time.
is not a bad thing in dwarf country. It's a sign of respect. It'll probably help with negotiation if I have to talk to dwarves.
Roll your percentile.
I'm still trying to find. I'm just have to grab another set of bags. Come. Where's
my dice? I don't know.
Yeah, basically. Where's my dice? My dice dead! My dice dead! Where's my dice dead? Okay. We are not using the pretty pink rainbow unicorn one.
Why not?
What?
What? We'll use the one with the bullhead on.
Yeah.
Okay. Bull die, bull die. Oh, these are like cosmic blue. Cosmic blue and purple. Okay. Let's roll it out.
Okay, Autobot.
That's
Roll out.
Roll out. Oh, that's the wrong.
Autobots roll out.
Rolling a percentile, not a fucking d20.
Yeah, percentile dice. 2d10s or d100.
62.
Got a fucking.
No, wait. No, that's a 92. Oh dear.
You have a very glorious beard. It is magnificent. It's wavy. It's really it's down to like your belly button, and on you it's a long beard because you're a pretty tall dude. So yeah, it's kind of that wavy, majestic looking beard you have for today. So you can choose to shave it if you want, or you don't have to. Completely up to you.
I will not shave it today.
Okay.
I'm in dwarf country.
You are in dwarf country, and when you're in Forge Hammer,
you do as the Forge Hammers do.
Yes, apparently. So you guys all awake and come out to eat breakfast, and you just see Darius come waddling out with this just
I wouldn't be waddling.
magnificent beard.
Maybe
Yes, you would be waddling.
No, that would mean it would be literally obstructing my legs. If it's down to my gut, I wouldn't be waddling. I'd be walking out normally. Just I've got this really long fucking beard.
Yes, you just see Darius come out and he just has this beard.
Morning.
Since you haven't shaved in a while.
Out of character, I will just yell, Allahu Akbar!
Whoa!
That's racist.
That is racist.
That's racist!
Mini.
Someone get me
That's
that fucking.
racist.
Someone get me that fucking little kid screaming. That's racist. Give me the really
and as
racist
you sit
version of
down, Darius, what do you want to
You know
order
I
for
don't wanna know.
breakfast?
that.
They can very much make anything. So
I would say Darius would very much enjoy a traditional full English, very greasy food.
okay.
Probably something that the dwarves would find a favorite too, seeing as heavy drinkers.
Yes. So you
Very.
get what you order, and they give you a nice big tankard of ale to start out the morning.
In Rome.
God damn it! Every time we fucking start this shit. God damn it, Manny. Well, I know your stream's online, Manny.
It is.
So, yes, it is. Anyway, so yeah, big tankard of ale in your breakfast.
That's bye.
Does anybody else want to get anything for breakfast
Nah, I think
on
we'll
this
start.
fine morning?
I
Okay.
think we'll stop. Okay,
I'm going to get
we'll
it.
stop.
I think I'll have a more refined breakfast.
Okay. What would you like then?
Sausage, parsley, and some Inishannon coffee.
No.
They just put you down anyway.
What
They
seems
bring
to be
you the
the problem?
sausage. They bring you the sausage, and they put a tankard down. We're out of coffee. They just pour ale. Here you go.
There's no parsley. It's just a sausage. Just got a big fucking sausage on a plate.
Well, it works. So much for being able to make anything.
Dwarves, man.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the plan is to get you so drunk that you just don't realize that you're not getting what you asked for.
Yup. And I'll say the rest of you guys order what y'all want at the table.
Well, I just expect Aurora would be like, dynamite? No.
What does
Explosive?
Aurora eat for breakfast? What does Aurora eat?
You eat pieces of shit for
Yeah.
breakfast?
Aurea's gonna look
probably did.
around, see what what Cam's eating, and basically, he's gonna say, "Hey, can I
Feeding
have
little
what
bits
he's
of
having?
sausage to Glint.
The sausage in the alcohol, though, please. Thank you."
Sausage in the alcohol. Beer is liquid bread. It's good for you.
Why do you have two shields?
So they bring over another tankard and a plate. They said you can insert it yourself. We're not going to disgrace the ale in such way.
Yeah, Aurea's gonna shrug.
And he kind of looks at you very like, the fuck.
I don't think that would mix.
We're about to find out.
You just end up with a
Well-
layer of fat on the top and grease.
He's literally dipping the sausage in the ale and.
I dip it in. How does it taste, Waller?
Sausage covered ale is what it tastes like.
I mean, yeah, have you never had ale sausage?
No, I
Like, if you
can't.
cooked them together, it might work, but just
But it's
dipping it, you're
like-
gonna end up with a layer of grease on the top of the ale.
It's
Yeah,
just like pork and ale.
Yeah, and as you start noticing that there's pieces of sausage and grease, and as you're dipping it, as
Like
you
you
go through and
backwash
start
it.
eating,
It's like you backwashed it without backwashing it.
yeah.
Well, rule number 1: never waste ale.
Oh,
You chug it?
It's drinking it all.
Do you chug it all at once?
Sure. Good wake
Alright,
up
roll me
exercise.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Hang on, I gotta pull out my dice.
I just, at this point, leave them under my monitor.
I
Yep,
had to clear
that's
my
what I
entire
do.
Rolled a d20. I got a 18.
Oh, so
Oh shit! You handle your ale for
You
once.
s-
I mean,
you swallow it, and you kind of feel really queasy, but the feeling passes. You're a dwarf. This is nothing to you.
Outstanding.
Ah,
Now do I order more?
how do I order more?
Do you order more?
No, you know what? I have my own ale. I can drink at any time, and I'm full, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. As everybody else eats their breakfast and you all are gathered at a table, the door opens and you see a familiar face of
Boomstick.
Senor Boomsticks has entered the inn, and he walks over towards your table and sits down next to you, Darius, and looks up and he's like, "Nice beard. Sadly, you're probably gonna have to cut that."
Fair enough.
And he seemed kind of look back, and he puts his hand up and orders a tankard for himself, and the waitress brings it over and places it on the table for him, and you see him take it and big ol' swig. Well, and he starts saying, "Well, I just got finished talking with the king, and we had a very
Oh.
long meeting. Yes. We have a little bit of a problem. Well, an opportunity, I think, more than a problem," as he puts the tankard down.
As a businessman would.
Yes. They are willing to help on one condition.
Oh boy.
As you may or may not know, one of our more lucrative drivers of industry here is mining, right? Dwarves, same old spiel. They were pretty big into mining up here in the mountains. Well, what we do is we send out prospecting expeditions out into the deep roads. The deep roads are a connection of underground roads that basically go through the mountains. Either built by dwarves, built by somebody else, or they turn into caverns that basically kind of go off into like other parts of the mountains and stuff. So they send these expeditions out, and he explains this to you for those that don't know. Where this is the situation comes in is that we, or the king, sent out an expedition about a week ago with a lot of the, how should we say, senior leadership of the dwarven military. There's a few of the high captains and a general that left on an escort duty with this expedition, and no one's heard from them in about a week. And usually they send runners back saying their status and situation within a couple of days.
Oh boy.
So, the king has asked me to ask you all to set forth from Forgehammer to find out what has happened to this expedition.
Who
And
on earth were they escorting that they needed those high ranks of her guards?
It was an expedition,
would you
not an
believe?
escort.
Well, no, they were both.
Oh,
Both. So
they were
they
assigned-
have to
If
send
you said military with civilians,
Yes.
the military are an escort.
Yes. Well,
Doesn't matter what they're doing.
that's a fair question, Cam. One of the king's sons was in the expedition, and even though he's not the one directly in line for the throne,
still a matter of honor.
king's son, that's kind of important. So they sent a lot of the higher ranking people with him. The problem with that too is the general. I'm gonna get a name really quick. 1 second. But the general is one of the heads of the clans, and without his vote until a new leader can be selected for that clan, we cannot have a vote on if we go to war or not.
Shit.
Dwarven politics kind of get a little
A
fun.
lot of shouting.
Yes.
And why do you think I tried to stay out of stuff?
Right. Note to self, if I ever need to put a dwarven military in disarray, kidnap a single person.
Oh,
That
no,
would
if they-
only work for a very short amount of time. That's why that's in Storm Shield's the clan leader's name, so he's the general.
if it would only work if you got him away stealthily. If they found out that you had taken him, oh shit.
Yeah. Basically, the king can overrule it, but usually they want to have approval of all the clan heads before they really say we go to war, because people are dwarves are very strong-willed and very hard-headed. So if you don't have that approval, it kind of looks like it wasn't a legitimate thing most of the time, unless if it's like a very, very, like, very dire situation. So.
Well, I suppose he can't be in too much trouble. He's got an invuln save after all.
Well, depending on what they found on the deep roads, that might be a problem, though.
That was an out-of-character joke.
I know.
What the hell are we about to run into? Fucking Darkspawn. We going Dragon Age with this?
No. I would ask questions if you have any, though, to Mr. Boomstick here about what's in the deep roads.
I would ask questions, but I need to help my father real quick.
Before I start
Was
asking
this-
questions,
Was this one of the shallower deep roads or one of the deeper ones?
One of the ones less traveled, per se. One of the deeper ones.
did you already say the purpose of this expedition? Or was that like
No,
something
I did not. No, I did not. I just said they went on an expedition, so...
Sounded like a prospecting expedition.
That'll
With the
Oh,
king's
my.
son?
Not sure why, but the king's son would go prospecting, but maybe he's
might-
got some side business. Who knows?
Boomstick, do you know why they went expeditioning down there with the king's son?
Well, the king's son in question, the king has many sons. He's got like 14 of them because they're fucking dwarves, but
Yes.
this one in particular his name is Borfut. Borfut, Borfut. Borfut Thornbreaker. He is the 11th son, so being the 11th son, he has no real way to get to the throne unless he killed everybody in front of him. And it's one of those situations that doesn't really happen. And you hear he starts explaining to you, well, Warrenfoot runs a explore. He's wanted to be an adventurer since he was a kid, and his mother, begrudgingly his father, have supported him in this. Him being so low on the totem pole, you know, he had to make something of himself outside of possibly royal duties. So he's founded his own exploratory guild, if you say, basically ones that go into the deep. They go into the deep roads and they lead these expeditions. And the king sends a lot of these higher ranking people with him just to make sure that, you know, he isn't captured by anybody or killed. So this is a common occurrence, but the reason why they are concerned is there has been no word sent back from this expedition. Usually they send a runner back within a day or two with an update. They are very, very punctual about that, and we haven't received any word from them at all.
When exploring the deep roads, what have they previously run across threat-wise?
Well, our dark brothers, the Duergar, they live down there. Many Underdark fiends. We have ran into Alhoons before here. They're very rare. Also very rare, Illithid in general. They don't really hang around this part of up near this close to Forge Hammer. We've also
purple,
ran into purple worms that are pretty common.
I think.
There's also other things that you do not want to run into in these tunnels. Here's many of these other larger creatures of possibly legend do live, or we believe do live down here. We haven't seen one in a very long time, though. At least 100 years.
Would I know of any other creatures of the Underdark might make their home in this area?
If you want to roll a
Goblins
history
or
check,
something?
yeah, history check. Go for it. Go for it, sir.
Do you want me to roll a history check? Since
11.
Yes, you would know. So yeah, go ahead and roll, and you would get advantage, Gauze. So
11.
I got
11.
2 15s. Let's
Okay.
see. That's 19 total.
So, goblins do, and both of you do. It's a really low DC. So goblins do live in the Underdark, in the Deep Roads. There has been rumors of orcs down here too, but those were a long time ago, probably during the war, and they've just kind of hung around as like a legend. There's other large like snakes, scorpions, things of that nature, like where you normally would see them in nature, just like 10 or 12 times larger. So you get like large spiders, snakes. You get your purple worms, as we've talked about. Other kinds of worms do make their homes here as well. But the big myth that everybody like, oh, if you run into these and it's like a joke, is a behir. They're super, super rare, but if you run into them, it's bad news.
A behir?
A behir, yes.
Oh, the hell
Not
do you
very-
spell that?
I'm not very familiar with that is out of character.
Behir.
It's like a demon. It's a goat demon, if I remember correctly over here.
No, that's not. No.
Sounds like a Beelzebub.
It's not. It's a dragon, actually, or a dragonkin, I should say. That's a behir.
It looks ugly.
Got it. Dragon centipede.
Yes, basically. So you guys, that is the legends of these deep roads, is that there was a bunch of them that lived down here. And the dwarves, so you would know this, Gozik, but the behir is also written into the Book of Grudges as like number 2 on the list.
What's number 1?
Basically, that is a good question. Nobody, you don't know what's number 1.
It's a
Nobody
rare.
does.
Only the king.
It's a rare. Only the king knows. They publicly talk about behirs because that's gotten out.
It's a major myth. So.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't happen to have been, prior to Cataclysm, to anyone's knowledge of elven settlements or anything down these deep roads.
The drow, like you ran into out near the ruins when you guys were in Alaron, there has been rumors that there is drow settlements up here too. But like again, those were during the Cataclysm or just after, and those have kind of fallen to the wayside in terms of, well, people talk about it, but they talk about seeing them, but it's like guys that used to, sailors that used to talk about seeing mermaids. It's very
Byron.
very, yeah.
It's become a tall tale.
No. Yeah, it's more of like, oh, you haven't seen anything. Ha ha ha. Oh. But all right. Do you have any questions? Any other questions for Boomstick?
Did the
Actually,
orc... sir.
go ahead, Brexit.
With the orcs, has there been any recent sightings of them? Or
No. So what's lucky about Forge Hammer is they actually blocked their portal. They actually, so if they ever tried to get up here, they probably fell off into some deep cavern, falling to their death. The dwarves don't use their teleports anymore. They used to have them with the elves, but
well, there was the correlation I was going for. There was if there was an elf village or settlement that was there prior to the cataclysm, that could have been a teleportation thing, is what I was thinking. That's why I was asking if there's more recent orc sightings.
Not recent. Like the last official orc sightings that Boomstick can remember from being up here is probably 50, 60 years ago. But that could change very quickly down here because sometimes information. So information may not get back to Forge Hammer, and he hasn't been here that long either.
Yeah.
Like he's been kind of away for a while. So possibly, but from what he gathered from the king, that there hasn't really been orcs. This is more something that lives within the deep roads. Possibly has done something to this expedition, is what they're thinking. Now, it could be a completely different case when you get there, but that's the theory they're running on right now. Something else got them.
And just what were they actually doing on this expedition? What were they trying to do?
Finds and Boomstick. My understanding was they were trying to find a new place to set up a new mine for minerals, mainly gold, maybe some silver, some iron, whatever they could find. As we've pushed out from Forge Hammer, resources have begin getting claimed, but if you can claim these, they can really elevate your standing within Dwarven society here. The more resources and minerals, more access to money and stuff that you have, thus your family gains notoriety and fortune, etc. What they were sent out to do, that happens all the time.
Sounds like a pretty routine sort of run thing has just gone fucking sideways.
And Boomstick kind of... Oh, wait. Let's kind of watch you guys talk. But go ahead. Sorry, Brexit.
And with the fact that they have seen Illithid, and obviously they're used to fighting purple worms, these things probably breach into the deep roads a lot.
Well, Illithid are native to these mountains. Like, so
Yeah.
They're one of the native kind of subgroups up here. Now, they're regular Illithid. They're not Alhoons. They have seen Alhoons before, but they're also very rare up here. So the Illithid do make their homes in these mountains as well. Like the mountain range here, Forge Hammer is just the tip of it. This mountain range is basically all the way up this map into like where Minnie's place would be. That's how big these mountains are. They're huge. So.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Seems we already have a correlation between purple worms and Alhoons. Best be on our guard against those at the very least. Worst case scenario, we run to here. Best case scenario, we just find them sort of wandering in a circle.
Boomstick. Worst case scenario, you run into an undead dragon. That's also a myth around here too.
Don't talk about Draco Liches like that. That is not something we want to run into.
And Boomstick's just laughing. He's like, yeah, no. But I agree. I will tell you this. I did agree to let the king know, or at least let you guys know, about what the option was on the table to get garner their support, and he is promising to send what forces he can muster here in Forge Hammer to go help Aileron, which would be sizable.
Kind of got us by the yarbles there, doesn't he?
The best deal we could get
Yeah, if we do this,
for him to even offering this is honestly, I was shocked.
it's his son. That's why.
Probably. And the Queen probably is the one pushing him to do this, because...
Oh yeah, she's taking his fucking ear off every day until he gets this sorted.
This son in particular is a mama's boy, put it plainly.
Really, what? Another one?
He's older. He's, in terms of age, he'd probably be 35 now. Is Boomstick's trying to think 35, 40 maybe? Which isn't that old for a dwarf.
No.
So.
No, but
It's like teenager.
I'm implying to a previous campaign where we had a run-in with a mama's boy.
No.
Not that bad, or?
No, it's not that bad.
I don't suppose you know just how far they were intending to go.
From what the contract claim that they had set out, they had believed that they found a possible location about 100 miles from here along the deep roads.
I suspect that the deep roads have like many turning off paths and shit like that.
Oh yeah, it's so if you guys have ever seen into like a mine, you know how
the main shaft and
or
then sort of all the fucking
it's
shoot-offs, and then there
just
can be
a
more shoot-offs
horizontal.
from those.
Yeah, so it turns into a big old maze. They basically built them that way, or they found openings and stuff, and they kind of just have offshoots from that point. So as the doors kept going, they kept exploring, they kept pushing the roads out, and then they found that there was other roads that were already here, which was a little weird, and they realized, oh, it's probably the purple worms causing them to make the openings and things, as you guys saw previously.
Okay,
So
it's not a natural formation.
Yeah.
So, if we're doing this, we're going to need supplies, transportation, not be slow trying to catch up to this expedition group. A map of the deep roads.
You see Boomstick laugh, and he's like, as soon as you get one, it would be out of date. At least get you a general one to at least get an idea.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, it'll give us the main road and stretch where we need to sort of aim to go. That's what I mean.
And they go off. So the way the deep roads are, it's like a big spider web. So Forge Hammer's in the middle, and basically, when you guys arrived, you remember you saw like those big tunnels. Those are the main kind of axes that they go off of, and they went off of the fifth one, which is the ones. So it's the fifth. It's basically like a clock, and they 1, 2, 3. They kind of do it that way. They went off of the fifth main road, and then they just went that way.
So this one.
So, yes.
We're looking at the what?
And
2 weeks travel?
Give or take. It depends on how far. It depends on how far they made it. For them not to send word back, probably didn't make it very far.
That, or if they haven't sent word back, it's either that the expedition's going well.
No,
they
would have
realized the
back.
runner hasn't come back, because the runner could have been intervened.
Yeah. True.
There are many variables in how this could have gone. They could have been cut off from returning to Forge Hammer and having to retreat deeper into the deep roads. In turn, that's another shit shoot. With the dark.
There is small dwarven encampments, and when they go out and mine and stuff, they build like these dwarves will move out there and they live out there. So there is dwarves like in Arrear's case,
They're
that's
like
probably
minor
what happened to
villages.
his family. Yeah, so they're smaller villages, but they're more associated with a specific thing. So miners, mainly mining villages and stuff out there. And they do have like they keep small garrisons of Dwarven military out with them just to, protect the homesteader on the frontier, as it were. Because there is bad things that move in the mountain. So yeah. Gather forth and gather what supplies you need and whatever y'all need, and we can go on. Unless you have anything else for Boomstick.
Thing is, we're going on a rescue mission. Is the king willing to provide us with transportation and supplies, or find
You'll
that
have to
ourselves?
purchase those yourselves. Sadly, he could not spare anything from his stock or his resources at this time.
Really invested in getting his son back, I see.
Yeah.
Can't even afford to offer meals.
He's got 12 other ones. Okay.
He's not priority.
It's not a priority. It's a priority enough that he's going to do something about it, but it seems like this is probably get to get to somebody to stop nagging the crap out of him to do something about it.
Yep.
And
Why
you
aren't
guys
you
luckily
Well, I would
have
figure that
Why
at a
did you set out
minimum,
rescue?
even if he doesn't actually care about his kid, I would figure he would at least care about his general.
And the head of a clan.
Yes.
Right.
But right now they've got other stuff going on that
Priority.
they need the resources for. So
Transportation wise, me and Cam are fine. We've got our own horses. We'll have them brought down. The rest of you fuckers.
horses in the deep roads. Oh, that's gonna go well.
How tall do they dig these tunnels?
I suspect they'd be pretty fucking big tunnels.
They're
Dug
They
by
can
dwarves,
fit-
though, is the thing.
no, the main
They're
road
used for mass
openings.
transport.
They're probably 200 feet by 200 feet for an opening. It's pretty big. Like these things are huge. So
It's like the highway between like Carrick.
Yeah, that's great for the main road, but these guys weren't exploring the main road.
the smallest parts of the deep roads depends on how far you go. The smallest caverns could probably be about Caravan size. So Caravan could fit where he need, barely, but he can fit. You're not going to be fighting in that kind of cavern, but there is ones that are that small.
I mean, Carbine could poke people with the tip of his axe.
Yeah, or just just use things called horns on his head.
Yeah, but that puts his
No.
face at risk.
True. Boomstick still sitting there. He's like, is there anything I can help you with in your preparations?
Is there a what I'd want to know is there a sort of an outpost or settlement out there that is close to their turnoff point?
They were heading to Outpost 40. We don't give them names, we give them numbers. 40, we never got a report from Outpost 40 about them making it either. So either something's happened to that outpost or they never
Right.
made it. And Outpost 40 is like 3 days away from here. It's
That's
out
what
there.
I'm thinking of. Why we get
Yeah.
transportation to go down the main road, hook them up at the outpost, and then fucking people there.
So you see, Boomstick. I will offer you all this though. I can give you hook you up with some people that I know, reputable outfitters for this expedition. If you need a guide, I could probably get one for you as well. You also have Gozik here. He used to be one of my best.
Yeah.
And Gaz has experience down here, by the way. This is where he probably did a lot of his work before really getting involved with Boomstick outside of Forge Hammer.
Well, as long as you don't keel
So-
over, guys, I think we'll be fine without having a guide.
Yep.
Well, I think you have a lot of preparations to get to. He writes down a list of a couple of outfitters, like a general store and like a place to find mounts if you need mounts, and just like general supply stuff, and he hands it over. I recommend packing for probably a 2-week trip. Shouldn't take you all that long, but just in case.
I'd say you don't have to worry about getting rained on out here.
You also are underground where you don't have any sense of what time of day it is.
True.
So, and
Is this why we're going to get that Minecraft lock?
anyway,
Fuck.
so what are y'all wanting to do before we go?
So he's recommending that we get 2 weeks worth of supplies.
Just in case, and especially
and-
if you take on more people coming back too, you'll probably need more supplies. So,
If that's the case, because we don't know how long it'll take if we do find them or we don't know how long that'll take either way. We could be stuck down there for days without realizing it. we will lose the sense of time down here.
Looked up how much a pocket watch costs in D&D, and it's 1,500 gold.
it's expensive. I mean, you guys have that kind of money, but
That's also based on the medieval time period, not our
Steampunk.
little more advanced time period.
pocket watches here will probably be about 500 gold for a good one. Now, if you want a cheapy one, they'd be about 150 gold. But they lose their time very easily, so you know.
I'd say if we, in case we did find the expedition, whether they're alive or we do find survivors, on the safe side, I'd say he's recommending the
How many
GM.
were in this expedition?
There was 30 that originally left here from Forge Hammer.
And how many were at this outpost you've lost contact with?
200.
I do not think we'll be able to carry enough supplies for all these people.
If the people at the outpost
No.
are still alive, they probably have some form of maintaining food. Probably been defending it. We could probably basically ration their shit up if it's there. If it's not, then we don't really have to worry about that 200 people.
Well, if they're not there and they're alive, they probably don't have supplies is the issue, which is a similar issue for this expedition.
They're also dwarves and somewhat hardy. They probably found some way to survive. Killing something and eating it. Best way.
Rocks.
Yes, granite, I hear, is good for the stomach.
I say if we were to buy 3 weeks worth of supplies for a best case scenario of finding the expedition and feeding ourselves. Worst case, it's gonna It's going to be a break in the bank kind of situation, unfortunately. With no financial support from the king. We're going to get rolled there, so.
We're gonna what?
Going to get rolled. E.g., our bankroll is going to go fucking rolling down the hill.
Hmm.
Timeline wise too, I still have to finish repairing Plode.
Yes, and you need money.
I mean, that money we got that was gonna go to fixing.
Well, we do have that spare 8K, yeah.
You have money. By the way, Baywater's staying with the ship, just for your information. So
I think it'd be a bit weird if he just randomly decided, I'm going to tag along, but he so.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 weeks of supplies. Would we say, or do we want to bump that up a bit to 4 weeks in case we find the entire expedition? 3 days from
Well.
here.
I mean, I'd say the safer side would be best, but
We got to calculate. We got to calculate in that we're already spending 6 days minimum on those rations.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be about 8K total. Like that's about where you're at. By the way, for all this, and that's for a month. By the way,
That's for a month.
so you guys, that's for a month.
A lot of
So-
money for rations.
That is a
But
lot.
that's for horses. If you guys get a cart, it's a full. It's a
So
full,
you're
whole
calculating
9
like all
yards.
the transport and the food for the transport and all that.
Mm-hmm. Just to make it easier.
I mean,
Yeah.
a cart would be handy in case there is any wounded. Bring back.
Mm-hmm. I will say
And
feed
also,
for
that's
horse
a
is
lot of-
expensive.
Yeah,
Heavy.
and that's what. Yeah, and that's why you're needing the carts
That's why
and
we'd
stuff.
want the cart.
A cart or multiple carts. So. And that's. Yeah.
So if we spend that 8K, we were going to bond to removing that enchantment because Carban's going, yeah, no. So
At least at the moment.
at the moment. Till he gets into a dire situation where he can't use it and he kind of needs to. He's going to be like,
No, it's fine.
And then we'll be
Anyway.
like, we fucking told you.
So, are you guys gonna get the supplies? We're not gonna like fully hardcore RP that. We'll just say if you guys want to, just deduct that money and then go from there.
Rations usually keep for a while anyway, so we can always put them on the ship afterwards, even if we don't use them.
Not like the ship's crew won't be able to go through them quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we got an actual chef on the ship.
And that's purchasing. By the way, this is purchasing the mounts, not just renting them. So.
Oh, purchasing.
Yeah, because they don't really let people rent them down here because of the dangers of being underground, going on expeditions. You usually buy your mounts. Because most of the time they realized as soon as they started this that, we're probably not going to see our investment back. Yeah, so
Yeah.
You buy the mounts down here. You don't rent them. And they do have
more space
horses.
on the ship now.
They've got horses. They've got
Rams.
the little fun rams if you want them.
I mean, they'd suit the dwarves
They've
better.
got ox. They've got ox, like an oxen pull carts and stuff down here too.
Carban, is that your cousin? What?
Is he the one
The
pulling
woolly
it?
oxen, I should say. I wonder what. Cash isn't paying attention. I don't think.
I am. I'm just
Okay.
ignoring him.
He's
Choosing
seething
not to
with
say
rage.
anything. I pull out the sword. That's like car pants.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
I'm running.
How long was it going to take for the guy to make my armor?
I think he
Oh,
said
wait.
2 days. Oh no, I said 2 days.
Shit.
We'll make it 2 days. And you gave it to him yesterday, so it would be done. It would be done probably today. So
Might want to go check up on him.
Yeah, I want to go get my armor
okay.
because I feel like I'm going to need it.
All right. So you go check up on your armor, and you get your armor. So you have your armor now. Brexit.
That's a plus
You
2.
know. You guys have enough supplies for your month excursion. You guys buy a mount for everybody that does not have one, including Carband. They give you an oxen Carband. They actually offer one to you if you want one.
He'll pass.
You'll pass. A cow riding a cow. That'd be hilarious. Cow man
I
riding
do.
a
I
cow.
do not see the indentured servitude
Double
of my
beef.
own hide.
They do have horses too. So go ahead, Cash.
I was just gonna say, for some reason, Carbon feels like winging a rocket at Darius's head. He's not sure why.
A rear. What kind of mount do you want, sir?
Can I ride in the cart?
You can get. You can ride in the cart if you want.
That's the
You-
option I'll go with.
You could ride in the cart, yeah.
Is Carbang gonna drive the cart? Didn't he do that last time?
I think
I
so.
think
Yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Carbang will drive the cart. Mini with the rear will be in there. Gauze, do you want a mount?
Sure.
Okay. You can get a ram or a dwarven-sized horse. Like they have ones that are bred for
Miniature
The
pony.
ponies,
the
then?
smaller. It's more of like a pony. It's not a pony. Like these are fully grown.
That is what a
but-
pony is. Is it a small horse that's fully
Mm.
grown? Ponies are not baby horses.
Anyway,
Am I misunderstanding you in that, or
no. Anyway, just moving on. I'm moving on.
I'm
So-
probably just gonna go with a pony just to be safe because I don't know
Oh.
anything about rams.
I mean, they would be the common mount for combat.
Yes.
And as an outrider, it would help you.
In that case, I'll go with it because to be honest, I'm either or for this one.
You can literally
never-
charge people with
you've
them
never watched
and
Lord of the Rings,
ram,
have you?
and then get.
Yes.
He has it.
Yeah, I haven't.
You haven't?
I did see that bit with the
Yes.
dwarves attacking the elves. I think Wally
you-
showed me that.
Yes.
Did you not see the counter charge of
Yes.
from the mountain? But the fucking wolves
He's-
come riding out on
Well-
ram.
So Cam and Darius, you guys are taking your horses. Tazar, I'm assuming a horse.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mini Plode will just probably ride in the cart. So
Oh, it'll be full-size Plode because I rebuilt them now.
Plode has to walk alongside everybody.
Yes,
now.
because he's gonna be too heavy for the cart.
He is too heavy for the cart.
I mean, we could have Plode pull the cart.
That's true.
True.
Plode has a
Derek explode.
movement
it-
speed of 60.
You could save some money then too. I'd knock 1,000 off of that then.
We'd still have 1,000 bank.
Yep.
For whatever reason. Whether we put it
From
in
that
shop
8K.
or
Yep.
not. Okay.
Yes. So that. Anyway, is there anything else y'all want to get before leaving?
I'm assuming that in the cache it was like bedrolls and shit were provided as
Yeah,
well.
bedrolls, tent. There's a
We really need a
tent
tent
or
when we're
tarp.
underground?
we really don't need a tent underground?
It'll be like a bed. It'll be a
no
bedroll.
tent. Bedrolls. They have tarps. How about that? It's like a
What would we need a tarp for?
If people want privacy, for the love of God, or put it on, you know,
I guess
the
if you want to
cart.
have a wank, it would work, but
If you want to have a wank, you
We
just
don't
get up,
need
you
to see
walk
the
away.
dwarves freaking cranking themselves.
If you need a wank, you get up and you walk a good distance away. And
Around the
go,
corner.
yeah, just crank one out.
Behind a boulder.
but yeah, it's not like there's weather to worry about. So
There still is moisture in, like, in the caverns and stuff, so there still is.
There'll probably be the odd drip every now and again, but you can just decide, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my bedroll under that drip.
Alright, so here's the plan. We wait for Darius to fall asleep, and then we drag him under every drip we
Don't.
can find.
Fucking don't. That shit happened to me. On fucking camp, that actually happened to me when I went with my school. Either I got
Alright,
pushed,
so-
either they pushed me out, or I fucking knocked myself out. I don't know. I ended up outside. I was like, what the fuck?
You guys also get equipment for cooking and whatnot as well. So you have all that too. You have a small kitchen set up. You have
Got an
enough
entire
food for the
kitchen. Holy
horses.
crap!
It's a small kitchen set up. It's not
it's
a whole
camp kitchen. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's not that big.
come with a sink?
You guys got enough? No.
And if you want to reuse one of the pots,
And then you guys have enough of feed and regular rations if you need to as well. So, and you can cook up the regular rations into better stuff. So it's a little bit, you know, it's actually better.
Yeah, we can actually heat it.
Mm-hmm.
So just be like,
And then
"Man,
there
this
is
some tough
water
cooking."
as well. You have enough water for everybody as well. You've got like the big 5-gallon, like to give you
Barrel.
some 5-gallon barrel-like kind of
This water
vessels for
tastes
your
like
water.
ale.
it would be
It does
ale.
have a little bit of an ale taste. There's a little bit of an ale taste to it, yes.
It would be. It probably would be a kind of beer because water doesn't
Yeah.
travel.
Oh.
Might be a
And the
watered
water
down
down here, the water down here is not. The alcohol
meta-
percentage is enough. Yeah, it's not stuff you want to drink. Let's put it that way.
I'm getting earthy textures and a metallic aftertaste.
Basically.
I taste lead.
This is just water. Why is this happening?
Anyway, so you guys gathered all of your equipment and things and get ready to set out. And we're gonna set out from there, unless
Is there anything else
Y'all-
anybody wants to do before we leave?
I still have to repair Plode's arm.
Does everyone have a lamp?
yes, the lamps are included with that price.
Lamps are
So-
included.
Yes.
I think. Who doesn't have dark vision?
Garban.
Carbon.
Garban the only one without dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've got the dwarven kind, so.
I think Roland would, but he's on the ship.
But yeah, fucking again. Greatest item, that belt of dwarven kind,
Yeah.
is no joke.
And Boomstick is there to see you all off, and he's like, "Well, good luck, and hope to see you all here in not too long."
Now, a very important question before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Has Darius shaved?
Darius, have you shaved?
Make sure I can put my helmet on.
It would come out the bottom, so
Yeah, it would come out the
Gets
bottom,
tangled.
but
It's more of the fact that the beard could probably be used in combat, like I don't know, an animal grabbing the shit out of it and pulling him like into its mouth, or
Gotcha.
you know, his
Stop.
beard being lit on fire,
no, oh,
or
fuck
his
you,
beard
go.
being lit on fire. Yeah, things like that.
Enemy uses his own beard to choke him to death.
I mean, it is a natural garrote. It's literally a naturalized garrote around his neck like that, that long. That would be hilarious. Death by beard.
Suicide.
Anyway.
Bo.
So you guys
No,
set
that knows
out
that.
on your first day along this road. It's quite large, and on your first day, there's a lot of activity on this road. It seems like between the outposts and whatever else is out, out here, there's the people that live out off these offshoots. As you guys walk down the road, left and right, you see little offshoots of caverns and pathways that have been dug into the rock, leading to assume people's homes, villages, mining areas, off to some random cavern that leads to nowhere. There are parts of this road on your first day that most of it's lit. They have torches through here. Yes, the magical kind. These are all
Runic.
pretty,
Magical.
very runic. They flames that exist. So that's all pretty well lit up as you guys go through your first day. So on your first night, you really don't need to set out someone to watch unless you really want to.
It's a
Load.
fairly busy road, and
Yeah. Float can basically be your watch that night. And nothing really happens. You guys come to, and it's more of you guys you go until you get tired and the horses get tired and then you stop. And you can continue that way. You guys wake up the next long rest that you guys have at this point, because you don't know if it's day or night. Go past, as you guys keep going deeper along this road, the torches become less and less. They're not, and it begins to start getting a little more darker. You still haven't reached the outpost yet, but you can tell that this part on this road, this is where probably the least amount of people probably live. So the further you go, the less and less you will see of civilization down here. You guys go and stop on your next kind of long rest, and who wants to take first watch on this?
I guess I will.
Okay. Anybody else want to
Mhm.
join Mr. Darius?
I'll have Plode join him. I
We
take it
doing
Plode.
daily?
Plode.
We doing daily watches or actually breaking
We'll
it
do
up?
dailies for now. We'll actually do dailies for now. So we'll have you roll Darius and Plode.
Alrighty.
17.
Okay.
There is 15.
15, okay. You guys are sitting there, and people have fallen asleep by this point. And Darius, you're sitting there, and everyone's asleep. You start feeling the ground shaking a little bit in front of you. Very similar feeling that you guys had in Aileron.
I know this feeling.
And you watch as a worm literally in the path in front of you just barrels right across the main road.
It just
And you just
literally
see it
rips from
pop.
one side and the other side.
Yeah, into the
Go.
other side. Yeah. What is Darius's reaction to this?
So, well, most likely while he was sat there on watch, he was probably sort of doing maintenance and keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
And so he
Sharpening
probably
his
had his
sword.
so he had a weapon in his hand, and immediately upon feeling that vibration, he would have reacted, readied it,
Okay.
and then just sees that and just like, "Ugh, this is not going to be a fun trip."
And whoever wants to wake up after feeling the earth shake a little bit can and react to this if you want.
Question.
Tazar's had. I'm gonna guess Tazar's probably had his rest, so he's awake.
Oh yeah, he's awake.
Because he only needs half rest.
Yeah, so he's probably up by this point, and you just see Darius with his sword out from where you're sitting and relaxing.
Something wrong, Darius.
Purple worm.
Purple worm. Descriptive.
Do you not see the holes in the cave wall?
He points and you see that there's a big gaping hole in the wall.
That wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Question, Waller.
Yeah,
Was it actually a purple worm, or did it have black scales?
it was
I can
purple.
tell. It was purple.
It's purple. Yeah,
He's purple.
Well,
it was
at least it was a
not a
regular
necrotic
one.
worm. Yeah, it was not a one under the guise of something else. Anyway. You guys wake up the next morning and you all see the big gaping hole while eating breakfast of where the worm went through really near your camp.
Darius, what happened?
Purple worm.
Yeah, figures.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. As we get on with the third day, I need everyone to roll me a perception check, please. As you guys travel.
19.
19. Okay.
16.
11.
Total of 20.
Okay.
Fucking D20 go.
I stole it.
D20. 20, where have you gone? D20, come back! D20, come back! You can blame it all
Blame
on
it all
me.
on- God.
Fucking Waller was joining in. He was like, God damn it!
Yep. Yep.
So Caravan gets a 9, Hazard gets a natural 20.
Damn, okay.
Okay.
He sees everything.
So, Tazar, you just see everything. You literally hear Bravo 6 going dark, and you just see Tazar just leading everybody down the freaking road. And Tazar, you notice this first. There is a broken cart along the side of the road. It's in pieces. There's a dead ox that's still harnessed to the cart, or at least what's left of the harness. And you just see supplies just strewn all over the side of the road. It is like you notice it as you guys come around the corner, and no bodies, but you see there's a broken cart, and it is really near a four-way intersection of two different pathways here, and everybody else as you guys come around the corner, you notice this, and the ones that rolled low get it pointed out to them. So.
Is there any discarded weapons or armor, sign of a struggle?
Oh, there's swords. There's you see like a couple of arrows in the wall. These claw marks on the wall as well, and these things are big. Like these things would be Arband, they look big to you. Like you someone points it out to you and you're like, oh dear, what is that?
Can I go up and try and inspect to see if I know what kind of animal it is?
Okay, go for it.
What kind of check
Make
is this?
a nature check for me, Jaws. I think that's the first nature check we've done.
Mr.
like-
Ranger, please make a nature check and don't fail it.
Yeah. The first one we've ever done, too.
2.
Before I say anything, is this...
You need to say something. What'd you get for your number before you say anything?
9.
Yeah, you look at it and you notice that it is claw marks. Like, you're looking at it and you're like, that is something that did claw, and you look in the claw marks and you see blood in the claw marks, by the way.
It ripped through something.
You can't tell
So-
what kind of claw, like, you don't know what made these. Like, you've never seen anything like this down here before.
So the reason I hesitated at first is because I do have advantage on monstrosity checks, but...
Okay. You want to re-roll that then?
Oh, sure.
Go ahead and re-roll it then. Hi, Halsworth. How's work?
I hate myself. So, Good news, I did not get a 1. I got another 2.
A ranger that can't ranger. Oh, this is fantastic.
You need to
Okay.
Fuck my
dice
life.
jail that.
I can't, it's a red dice.
So yeah, no, you can't really tell. Like you get the same description of like you can tell there's blood in it, and you could probably inspect the blood more if you wanted to. Like I'll let you roll a check for that, but you can't really tell what made these claw marks. And there's multiple sets of them along the wall.
I checked the blood.
Okay. Roll
that
me
give me
another
nature?
nature check there. Yes.
Yes, finally, 17.
So as you look at the blood, you all watch as Gozik gets up close to where the claw marks are, and he can put his finger in there and kind
Take
of
it out and take
dabs
the
himself. He's like rubbing it between his index finger and his thumb. He like puts a dab of it on his tongue. Kind of does
Ugh.
what rangers do when they're tracking or trying to figure out what it is. And Gozik, you turn around and you realize that this is dwarven blood.
Shit.
And you do notice that there's a blood trail leading into one of these tunnels, offshoots.
Well, whatever was attacked by this thing most likely died pretty fast.
And Tazar, as you're looking around too, and he's pointing that out to you, you see that there is multiple tracks in the ground leading down that tunnel. Looks like a couple other carts. There's some hoof prints. Can't really tell if they're either oxen or horse, because they're kind of, some of them are overlapping each other. There's a lot of traffic here, but it seems like there's a lot of people went somewhere in a quick, very, very, very fast movement, trying to run away from something.
I'm
So
assuming that
you all
all
can
the
share that as you will.
assuming that all the discarded weapons around here are dwarvish.
Oh yeah, and you guys look at it and dwarvish size, either dwarvish make or for size of dwarves.
Would I be able to tell if it's like from like the Royal Guard or something fancy?
If you want to try and inspect, I need an inspection check from you, or investigation check, actually. That's the word. That's the I word I was thinking of.
What was this investigation for?
To see if it's like the
He's
weapons and
gonna
armor
look into the
royalty.
Yeah.
See if this
he's
is
gonna
potentially
actually
that
see.
group. I got 17 plus 21. I keep looking over at my other monitor, and the things are right in front of me.
Gauze, you do recognize that these are very finely crafted dwarven
Jesus.
weaponry. Yeah, elves were down here. What?
Hold on, that's a twist.
Yeah, that's a twist. M. Night Shyamalan bullshit. No, it's very finely crafted dwarven. There's swords, axes. The arrows, I mean, for dwarves are okay. But you could probably tell that whoever had these, they probably had money, or they were given to them by somebody that had money. These aren't just the ramshackle arms and armor that you usually saw on the roads. This stuff is actually worth something.
I'm gonna steal it all. No,
Okay.
I was joking.
You get 2 swords and 2 dwarven axes, battle axes, and 30 arrows that are either on the ground or in the wall. Yeah, throw them in the cart.
Because if there are survivors, they may need weapons, whatever.
Actually,
they're
good
fighting.
point.
Telling by what's going on here, they probably do.
Most likely, these are what's left of the guys that are now part of that scratch mark. But hey,
What'd you say? 2 swords and how many axes?
2 swords, 2 battle axes, and 30 arrows. that can be reused.
Okay. I noted that down. Hey, so I relay all this information to the group. Do we want to head down to the creepy place with all the tracks? With all the footprints and hoofprints?
And these are, Tazar, you look at them too with your natural 20. You can tell that these were within like the last couple of days. Like they're pretty recent.
I would say this is our best bet.
Anybody want to keep going to the outpost, or do we all want to go down the one with all the
I'm
tracks
suspecting we
track marks?
So outpost 40
You
is
guys
ahead
haven't
of us.
got to the output. Yeah, you guys haven't got to the outpost yet.
We're
We're
what,
actually-
like, that was 3 days away and we're at a day and a half?
Yeah. Well, the
Ish.
outpost, you guys would have been you would have made the outpost today, is what would have happened. This is you guys are a couple miles short from where the outpost is.
So do we let the trail get cold and go to the outpost, or do we continue?
I don't think the trail will be that cold or something that big. Because we could also check on the safety of the people of the outpost, see if they're alright or if it's a fucking disaster site.
So the outpost is only a day away.
No, it's like a couple miles. It's like a mile and a half from where you guys are at.
This has happened. This skirmish has happened a couple days ago, before we even set off. So
it happened probably the day before you set off. So
seeing as how we've arrived 3 days, like 3-4 days late. You can say that it's cold one way or the other at this point because it's not recent.
Yeah.
Time scale or something being hunted. We could check the outpost, see if there's anybody there, and if there is, we can leave our tether up the horses and stuff. Then we're not going to get caught. Or we can take this down here and potentially get stuck somewhere because these things do get narrow.
Yeah, I say we go to the outpost.
Yeah.
See if they passed. If anyone's
Because
active
they-
there. And then we'll decide from there.
okay,
some
so
of them could have made a break to the outpost as well. That's also another done. So
Yeah.
So
To the outpost.
alright.
we all
You guys
agree
head to
with
the
heading to
outpost then?
Because we can always wheel back and go down these tunnels and try and find them again. With something
Yeah,
that
it's the
big chasing
outpost,
them,
dude.
with something that big, it's gonna leave big
Mhm.
fucking marks. We're gonna be able to track it. Question is how far we want to track it.
Speaking of these tracks, where do they come from? Like,
They originate in the middle of the road from above. Like, so you guys look, and then one of you guys has the great idea of looking up, and there's this massive hole above where you guys are standing. Like, just carved down from the rock. It looks like there's another cavern that kind of came straight down on top of the road.
Whatever it is has home fucking terrain advantage with the ability to manipulate through it. So
Yeah. And
big old thing.
Damn. That
Yeah.
sucks. Get to the intersection, check left, check right, you're good. You start going, aerial detonate.
Whack!
Hit.
a whack from the top. You're fighting in a 3D space, kids. Just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this isn't Titanfall.
But so yeah, you guys all want to head to the outpost then? Sounds
I'm
like.
up for it. That's my vote.
Yeah.
You guys head to the outpost. It takes you another probably 45 minutes to an hour, with the cart. You guys aren't going at a very fast pace. Let's put it that way. You're kind of just cruising.
We're on guard, sort of thing.
Yeah, and you guys get to the outpost, and it seems like a normal day. There's about, like I said, about 200 people that live here. It's a mining outpost. You can see that they have tunnels that go off into the mountain more, and going off probably where they're actually digging out the resources. And it's for a small little outpost, it's not bad. They're not super rich by any means, but they make do with what they have. They do have the ability to get their own food. They also get a lot of supplies from Forge Hammer, because you guys aren't, where you are at isn't really that far. So a lot of the, they can get vegetables and stuff here from, the surface. Like it's still, they're not super common, but you can still get them here. But if you want to ask around, there is a small inn that they kind of use for people that do travel the road. And the inn is ran by a it is called the Blood Driver Inn. And it also has a small tavern, as all dwarven inns do, because we like alcohol in Dwarven land.
Happy little booze.
This is heresy.
So there's the inn. There's a small place they have a small stable to, people can tie up their horses and have them, be somewhat secure. Do you guys take your equipment and stuff and leave it there?
I'd say we leave the horses there and we sort of,
I can have Plode watch it.
rest.
Leave the horses, carry
Blood
the
watch.
cart in.
Just pull the
man.
car band, just literally carry it like a freaking stretcher into the freaking bar.
Not bad. Chop chop. I mean, no.
Drop the card on him.
I do believe
Our
that's
van will
Cat saying
slap
fuck you.
Once again, for some reason, Carbon feels like throwing a rock at Darius's head.
if Darius actually said that to Carvan would probably pick up the cart and slap Darius with it. So
No, he'd probably just wing a rock off your helmet, like a gong.
ow.
Gong.
Bing.
Pop.
At the tone, the time will be exactly 7:30 p.m.
No.
Boom.
So you guys, they do have a place where you guys can securely store your cart and stuff, so people aren't going to steal it. And dwarves are very honorable in that regard.
Yes.
As long as you pay them, they're not going to probably fuck with your shit. So
Good thing about dwarves.
Anything to make money.
yep.
That would
Ooh,
bring
money.
I say we go with that.
So where do y'all want to go?
Going to the inn would probably a good source of information.
Okay. So
The
go
blood
into the
driver
inn and you open the door. The blood driver inn and tavern, and basically it's if you've ever been in that small town where it's like it's the hotel, it does everything. It has a bar, it has a freaking restaurant in it.
It is the mainstay of that fucking town.
Yeah,
And it's where every
it's
fucking
literally
goes.
yeah. Unless you go to home, this is basically where people hang out.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
Do a lot of the socials. Yeah.
Town alone.
Oh, and you see the keeper, the owner of the inn / basically center of town. His name is Gozmok. It's Gozmok. Gozmok. Yeah, there we go. Gozmok.
Gozmok?
Blood driver.
Gozik?
Gozmok. Blood driver.
Cousin?
Nick cousin?
Here you were all these years.
And he's an older dwarf. His beard and his hair is graying. He's seen. You can tell this guy's probably seen some things.
He's got a
And,
1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, he's got the I used to be an adventurer like you stare until I took it,
Oh.
the whole arrow to the knee thing.
Until I
Yeah,
took
he's
a
got that
dwarfish
look
battle
upon
axe to the leg.
Yeah. And he's pouring out or pouring tankards out on the counter. And do you guys approach the bar or do you guys go to a table?
Probably gonna poach. Yes, gonna poach the bar. Approach the bar.
Approach the bar. So Gozzik's going to the bar. Anybody going with him?
I'll go with him.
Say it'll be. Oh bloody hell!
And you see Gosmic looks both of you. What can I do you two lads for?
I'll take some mail.
Same.
Of course. So he pours you guys 2 tankards of ale and places up on the counter.
Like the rest of the party just stood there, like, really?
Yeah, just watching.
Queuing.
You just watch the 2 dwarves walk off to the.
It is not the time to be drinking.
Well, I suppose it's in character.
Rear's just gonna turn around. What? I'm thirsty.
It's a dwarf. They drink. It's what they do. Would your friends like some then too? As he sees like the rest of the party awkwardly standing in the middle of the empty tavern.
They're just
bar,
like, I'll pass.
I'll pass.
Yeah, I think they're good.
Or is he just
I have
face palm?
elven. I do have elven alcohol if you want some.
Really?
That sounds like an
Yes.
oxymoron.
Cam just gets the stink eye from Tazar.
What, do you want to try some real alcohol?
It's
I have some with
good,
me
and
if
he
you don't
pours it
believe
out.
me.
There's some basically it's like a plant-based. It's almost like fruity fruity drinks you get at the bar.
It's
And
plant-based?
he
You mean
pours it out.
as opposed to
No,
meat
What, a
based?
fucking smoothie?
yeah, it's basically like a sweet. It's very sweet tasting. As it comes out of the bottle, it looks like a smoothie.
Oh. Oh no.
Tazar just rolls his eyes and looks around, sees if he sees anybody around. Anything interesting going on?
There's a couple of dwarves. Looks like they're just yelling at each other in the corner, like about something. They're just yelling back and forth about like, I'm better than you, and they're like just got the tankards on the table and they're just drunken argument going on.
under that table. You ain't got nothing on me.
Meanwhile, they're both sitting
Basic.
under the table already.
And they're yet one of them can't. As you guys watch that scenario, that's what happens. They both get under the table and then they just start punching each other. And then you hear Gauze like blood driver.
You see the table rumble.
Blood driver from the bar literally throws just picks up like a piece of wood and just like tosses at one of them. He's like, "Hey, both of you, stop!"
Outside if you're gonna fight, you fucking Nancy's.
As Brexit does the accent for me. There you go. Thank you.
Need to,
Basically,
you need to do accents for them. You need to learn accents.
I'm not good at them, man. I'm not.
I'm great at them. You should just let me do it.
God. Hey, if you want to DM, man, go ahead. If you want to DM a game, go for it, man. But it's a trap. It's a trap. It's
Hey,
a tarp.
Halsworth, shouldn't
It's
you
a
be
tarp.
working on your character?
But other than that, it's pretty dead right now. Like in terms of a tavern, like a lot of people, it's probably about the time that they're working. So
I bet for my game.
no, and also Hall's orders, bitch. We're ready to go.
Oh, that's fair. I didn't know you were at work.
So. But anyway, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna look to Gosmok and say, hey, so we're searching for someone. Has there been any, what did I say, royalty around here or coming through here?
Or an expedition.
Loyalty expedition.
Yeah, expedition from
We have
with the king's son.
One of it.
is one of the sons was supposed to go? Okay. Well,
Do you know
he sits there
version
and
of
he's like,
Gosmok be Gosmachina?
God's Machina, yeah. Or God's Maki. Probably.
Yeah.
He looks and he's thinking, he's like, I haven't seen one in months.
3 minutes.
Last time. Yeah, months. They haven't been here in months. They told us they were supposed to come back here soon, and we haven't seen them apparently.
Yeah, that's the other issue. Is apparently they've gone missing. They haven't returned to.
Well, Bonebreaker would be very upset to lose his son.
Apparently not.
Which son was it?
The 11th or something.
Hold on.
The 11th.
Okay,
The
before I say
homebound
this
one, I
out loud.
think.
Before I say this out loud, Borfoot.
Borfoot, yeah, Borfoot.
Borfoot. Hey. It was Borfoot.
I see. Well, maybe the king won't miss him as much, but his mother, the mother queen would. So I'm assuming they sent you all out here to find them then.
Correct.
Well, they haven't been here now. We would have known about it, and nobody has mentioned an expedition coming here, in months, and we haven't received our weekly supply run from Forge Hammer either. They're 2 days overdue.
I forget, did that cart have any symbology on it?
No,
found?
it didn't. It was just a wooden cart. There wasn't anything on it.
Oh, we
Well-
could probably have found out what happened to that.
Well, chances are that it's been. They've probably been halted. Intercepted by
been
some
rather
massive
waylaid.
monster.
That's unfortunate. And he's like, well, and you hear him yell in Dwarvish to one of the two that are arguing. He's like, come here. And see one of them walk over and he's like, I'm gonna need you to go back to Forge Hammer. This is all in Dwarvish, by the way. Forge
They're only
Hammer
certain of
and
it.
let them know that we did not receive our shipment. Go now. And he's like, this dwarf's a lot younger. You can probably tell it's probably his kid. And he's like, oh, and he kind of does the whole angsty, but dad, kind of thing. And he's like, no,
Like seeing this, like seeing this, Darius responds in Dwarvish. Respect your elders, boy.
Don't worry, I'm sure there'll be plenty of adventure given the giant monster we saw on the way.
Actually, does Cam understand what is said?
no, but
Cam does not.
Cam can tell just by
Probably
the
like
body
every
language.
third word at this point.
Yeah, and every third
And given
word
this-
and the kid's body language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell that it's like something he really doesn't want to do.
I imagine I recognize Forge Hammer.
Yeah. And you see the older blood driver look up to you and beast on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, big, huge claw marks, and I put my hands out to show the size of the claw marks. Seem to have make.
How much have you been drinking? And he looks to you guys like, how much have you had to drink, lad? It seems that seems a little excessive.
Is this still all in?
This is my
Dwarvish?
first ale for today.
No, he's switched back into common at this point, but
This
Seems
is my
clear
first
there's-
drink of the day, so
Oh, so you need more than he pours you another tankard and puts it up on the counter.
thank
yeah,
you.
it's mine too. My first drink too.
Doesn't do anything for you, or
I'm holding
Oh.
the mug, just out.
He's like,
Change, sir. I mean,
he's like
alcohol,
Baby
sir.
Yoda, like below the counter, like holding the thing up.
God damn it. But no, from
he
what
gives
it
you
seemed,
the
we could.
elven drink that he picked out. He poured out for Tazar.
Oh.
He gives it to you. You could have that.
Oh, it's fucking slurry. That's what that is. Ugh.
I'm gonna sniff it. Take a sip.
It smells pretty
Can-
good. It smells like cotton candy.
Oh God.
I don't think he knows what cotton candy is.
I'm gonna take a sip and just.
It
just,
is all just fucking sugar. You just
It is
You take a
sweet
little sip.
as balls.
yeah, it is literally just all taste. You cannot even taste the alcohol in it. It's like the most like watered down margarita you've probably ever had.
Wasted away again in margarita.
Rear begins dry heaving.
What? I did too much. I really should have done that. I made myself sick. I nearly threw up at work.
Brexit actually driving.
Hot.
No, I got shown something I really didn't want to see,
Oh.
and so basically, I didn't know this was a term, but a hairy otter.
I
Don't-
don't want to know.
Me neither.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'm
you
good.
know how in like
Don't want to
I'm good.
know.
like in the gay community, there's
good.
bears.
Don't want to
Anyway.
know.
A hairy otter is a very hairy,
Don't
skinny
want
guy.
to know. Don't
Ugh.
want to know.
Anyway.
Don't want to know.
Anyway, we're going to move back on, okay? So
Okay,
you,
so I
you
think we've
taste...
drowned him out now.
Okay.
So anyway, I got shown his
So
Instagram.
rears.
What?
User was kicked
Anyway.
out of your channel.
There we go.
I see. So the large creature, and he
Yeah.
looks and
It did not tickle my pink.
User disconnected from your channel.
bye, house.
Bye.
And he
My host
looks
starts telling you.
Gosmic's kind of looking at y'all like, okay, so there's a big monster in the tunnels. But there's claw marks.
This
what else did
big.
you find there? And he's like, I don't
Um,
believe you, but okay.
Probably the
Oh, I guess-
remains of your supply shipment.
That being just weapons and
What
some
was left
scraps
was
of armor.
No, there
Well, it
was
was-
Alright.
food supplies, equipment, things for the mine, stuff like that.
Oh, all that shit was still
You
in
know.
the cart, and
No, there was nothing in the cart.
But was that like scattered around or something?
No, there was pieces of it, but it was like empty boxes and stuff. Like someone actually ripped open the cart and ran off with it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much nothing. Nothing at all. Completely. We could tell it was a
Then at all.
cart, and that was pretty much it.
And he's sitting there and it's like, what could it be? Could be goblins, I doubt it, but
I doubt goblins make them that big.
I mean, they may have an ogre, but those are not those are not down here. He's trying to think what it could be.
Oh, we definitely know. It's
Very
not a
strange.
worm.
What makes you say that?
It did come from the ceiling, but from what it looked like, it didn't have any signs of a worm.
What did the tales of a Bahir tell you? Those old stories.
Oh, well, There's many, and they talk about the wild behirs and then the ones that were tamed by a group of dwarves that we all believed would be a myth. But there was a group in legend that learned the ability to charm these animals and bend them to their will and treat them as basically as pets and use them as in combat and things like that. Has never been done since, but there's always that legend out there that people were able to tame behirs.
Evo and Hammer.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm just picturing a dwarf crocodile hunter now and a Brahir.
A Behir hunter.
A bear hunter.
Uh,
I'm Thoric Grudgeborn, and I'm gonna go hunt a Behir. Fucking Jesus.
Well, ain't you, a beauty?
Now, to really piss it off, I'm gonna stick my finger up its pooper.
Anyway, is there any other questions?
Not that I have.
All right.
Is there
And a
anything
character
Brahirs really don't like?
I wouldn't know. I've never seen a behir before. We've just heard the stories.
Is
You have
there
stories of werewolves and vampires and that don't like silver and
Is there anything I would know on Behirs?
You could try and roll a check. If you want. Give me Senior Gauze. Let me look at you.
And if it is monstrosity,
Give me
That's a monstrosity.
a nature check with your monstrosity advantage, Senor.
alright. 8 plus 25.
Okay. So, you have actually heard these stories, and they're not just legend or myth. You have heard stories from other rangers that you worked with that actually have seen a behir. Like, they saw one, it was like 100 years ago, but there was a faction of Duergar that actually came behirs, and they actually split off from the rest of the Duergar that lived down in the mountains. So they're on their own somewhere else within these mountains. Now, where he talked about seeing these behir riders, tamers, was not anywhere close to where you guys are at. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of miles the other way. So being on this side, this road too is relatively newer than the other one was, but yeah, you realize that it's possible, but highly unlikely that this is probably that. But you're not going to put it out of the realm of possibility.
It told about big, huge monster marks or tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Anyway, with that, I finished the rest of my ale and tip him. Since gold pieces are kind of
that'll be like 10 gold for everybody's drink, basically. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because you bought ale, Mini bought ale, and they gave Hazard's drink to Mini, and he tried it, and his guy heaved. So
It's contaminated by a rear. Or dust
you
kill.
can have it.
he gives it to you.
I push it back to him, and I'm like, I'm fine.
As it slides back to me, I just kind of assist it off the table.
Nice job, dumbass.
And you just watch it fall to the floor, and you just see
He
blood
just
drivers
sits there and
literally just
stares
give you
back,
fucking
looking like a cat.
daggers, and just the blood drivers looking you, just giving you fucking daggers. Rear, you just
I was
like,
wrong. He is not a puppy. He's a kitten.
I'm just gonna.
better. You gonna pay for that? And he looks right at you, Rear.
Well, sure. I mean, it's sad that it went to waste and never violate rule number 1, but oh well. And I'll give him the
Go put
gold.
your own ale in it.
And he puts the bottle on the desk, or yeah, he gives it to you. He gives you the bottle, the rest of it, and he's like, "This is for you."
Of what? The slushy mix?
Yes. And it's
Okay.
actually regular liquid in the bottle.
So wait, is it not the same?
Oh, it's the same. It's the same bottle. It's just when you pour it out, it turns into the slushy mix.
Rear's gonna look at it and be like, "Is this the same as what met its unfortunate fate on the floor?"
And you get the Jack Nicholson just nodding like, "Yeah, it is." The very like awkwardly like, "Yes, it is."
Okay, thank you, and I'll just pocket.
Basically, he was hoping to unload that on Tazar, but
Got it off on the rear. So there you go.
Tazar was
much?
like,
Rear-
"Nah, I don't want that shit."
How much was Rear's bill total?
15 gold, including
Okay.
for the bets, including the broken vessel that you just threw on the floor with the rest of it in it.
Worth it.
Worth it. And as you guys are leaving, Darius, Blood Driver kind of pipes up to you as you walk out. Be careful, though. If I don't believe it's a Bahir, I mean, what's the likelihood of that happening? But be careful down here. There is things that can kill all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We were advised of that before leaving Ford Hammer.
Yep.
Harris just sort of hit the door.
Mainly purple worms. Watch out for the worms.
We killed one
as you
before.
shut the door. Killed one before.
just like, be careful of the purple one. Killed one before.
Killed one before. We're good.
He's just like, what?
All right. So, are you guys gonna stay here, or are you guys gonna head back to the opening?
Weird. How tired are we feeling today?
I mean, you're pretty much. You guys are almost at the end of your day. The travel day. You know, the hours that you allotted. So, probably tired.
It's
But you
it's
guys
time to
could
take a
always-
rest. In other words.
Yeah, it's. It wouldn't hurt, but you guys could push on if you wanted to.
Sounds like it's probably a good time to take a rest.
Safe location. Safe-ish location.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you guys, are you guys gonna rent a room for the evening then?
Probably beat sleeping in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping at a bed time.
And over here, as you come back in saying that, he says better sleeping in a cart, and he's like, if you all want rooms, you better not break anything.
I can promise I won't.
As
break
he's
anything.
he's looking right at you, over here.
Yes, of course. We won't break anything.
By the way, is
Yep.
Plode in here, or where is Plode?
Load
He's still out by the cart.
Okay. You were gonna say something, Cash?
Yeah, Tazar's gonna go look for a deck of cards.
Okay.
Why are you looking for a deck of cards?
I need something to do.
All right. So there is a
As you sort of
there
start to
is
move,
a merchant here.
Are you going to announce that you're going to go look for a deck of cards?
I'm going to look for something. Someone's free to come with me if they want.
What are you looking for?
Deck of cards.
Darius will reach into a pouch, borrow mine.
I mean, as long as you don't want them back.
I don't need them for a while.
So, do you want to go to the store then?
Yeah, well,
Salazar?
no, he's got everything he wants.
Okay.
He's like, I
He's
got
gonna,
cards! Yay!
He's gonna sit down at the table and start.
Dealing.
Just start. For now, he's just gonna do some shuffling practice. Keep his fingers nimble, dexterity practice, all that. Dexterity exercise.
He's in the corner, and you see one of the dwarf from the earlier fight with the kid. He comes back in and comes to the table, Tazar, and he's like, "You want to play?"
It depends what game you're interested in.
That's my horse.
What card game do we want to play? There.
Cards Against Humanity.
Blind Man's Bluff?
Good. Or play high card, betting high card. Whoever has the highest card wins the bet. And you see him put a gold coin on the table.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Okay. Get me a D6 there, Cash. We're gonna do this.
D6. Actually, shouldn't it be a D12?
Yeah, we'll do D12. D12 works.
Just because, I think isn't it 12 cards per suit?
13.
13? Well, D12's close enough.
12 works. Yeah.
I guess while they're doing this, I'm gonna. There's other people in the bar, yeah.
There's people starting to come in at this point. Yeah.
End of the workday sort of thing.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Fuck it.
I'm trying to find. You gonna join them?
I've got an instrument. Fuck it, let's play it.
All right. I need a performance check. What instrument is it, by the way?
Blanking. Did I write down what it was called? Because I don't remember offhand. It's like a plucked string instrument.
A lute? Is it like a lute?
Mandolin?
Mandolin? Yeah.
Nah, it looks funny.
Okay. All right, you ready,
It
Kat?
looks funny.
Yep.
You start hearing. What's your performance check, by the way?
That's a 15 plus 6, so 21.
You're not a musician by like a hardcore musician, professional musician by trade, but it's not terrible. Not a bard, but it's not terrible. You guys start hearing the faint of a weird string instrument from the Dracovian from your party. Yep. Anybody else want to join the game before we start rolling this? Y'all can if you want.
I'm broke as
Wait a
fuck.
minute. I think I wrote it down there. Did I?
Rear's gonna nudge Gozik and say, "You want to bet on the outcome?"
I'm broke as fuck.
They're
Did you not
betting
just
on
hear me
who's gonna win.
whisper that?
That's okay. After we do this high card, I got a different thing in mind. So.
Okay. And he's like, "Are you ready?" He deals the cards out to you. Go ahead and roll, Cash. Unless somebody else wants to join.
No,
I've got 5 gold on Carban.
no, it's not.
Caravan's not
Tazar.
playing.
Damn it.
Tazar.
Tazar.
Tazar, dum dum.
Wait, who's gonna give you money?
Nobody. He's betting himself. He's betting himself.
One way or another, he's gonna gain 5 gold now.
He's not gonna gain nothing.
But he's gonna lose 5 gold too, so
Breaks even.
Alright,
Weirdly
what'd you
enough.
get, Cash?
I got a 9.
Alright, you win this. You get 1 gold
Woo.
piece.
I win.
Alright.
Tazar's gonna pick up the gold piece, flip it, and then flick it back to the guy and say, "How about we try a game of skill?"
Okay.
So Tazar's gonna draw 3 cards, just 2 random cards, and then ace of spades.
Okay.
He's gonna place them face down on the tabletop.
Okay.
You ever play? And he's gonna ask the dwarf, "You ever play a shell game?"
No, I have not, actually.
So I'm
Is it
gonna take
elven?
these 3. No, I don't know what the origin is, but it's an exercise in, sleight of hand for the dealer, and an exercise in perception for the exercise and observation for the player. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I show him the 3 cards. I say, I want you to watch the ace and see where and tell me
Right.
which one it is after I'm done my little
Okay.
dance of the cards here. And he Desert takes and places them all back face down.
Dulcimer, that's what it's called.
And then he says, "Are you ready?"
I'm assuming it's a perception check that you would
It'll
want.
probably
for
be.
this
I would
sketch.
say probably, since he's not able to touch the cards, I would say probably perception.
Be right back.
If he was
All
able
right,
to,
and
touch the
sleight
cards.
of hand for you.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand for you.
Yeah. This is gonna be one-sided as fuck. So with that,
And he puts another.
Tazar's
puts a-
hands. Oh, is he putting?
Yeah.
Is he putting gold
He
down?
puts a. Yeah, he's putting 5 gold down. He thinks he's.
High
he
roller.
thinks he's a high roller here.
Thinks he's a
Right.
hot piece of shit.
Tazar puts his hands into motion.
Oh.
And
Go ahead,
he
Cash.
flicks the card.
What'd you get?
He's flicking the cards around, and I get a 13. I rolled.
You got a
fucking
natural 1.
horrible. Wow, I still
Got
beat-
natural 1.
I rolled hard. Waller, I literally couldn't roll any lower without an auto fail. I rolled an
So
natural
he's sitting
2.
there, and you guys are watching this, and like everybody, if you want to watch what Tazar's doing, you watch as effortlessly.
If
he
you
just
roll
is
if you
just-
roll a perception check and you beat a 13, you can keep track of it.
yeah. So
'Cause
if y'all
he's
want
out of
to
practice.
watch, you
So I just like to mention I rolled in secret
do.
without saying anything. I rolled a 1.
Wow,
Ah,
Gauze is track
so-
shit.
So
Gauze
I
and this
apparently
guy.
am baffling dwarves to.
can. Yeah, it's you just watch as this elf is literally in the bar, just do, and you're like no hands, mom, like no hands, mom, shuffling these cards.
Oh,
And-
hams.
Both the dwarves watching this are like, what skill? And they don't even pay attention to what card. And he's like, you ask him which card, and he's like, I don't know. Like the one
Darius
that's
is
at the table is
just
like, I have
giggling to
no
himself.
idea.
Anybody else care to take a guess?
I rolled a 15.
Darius, you can see where it's at.
So Darius, I'm guessing you just look into the room saying, anyone else want to take a guess? Darius will point to the right card.
Tazar, flicks it up with his finger and shows that it is indeed the correct card.
And who takes who takes the
Tazar
golds?
offers the
Does-
well, normally the dealer would, but Tazar is going to offer it to Darius.
Darius will accept.
And then you see the dwarf sink another 5 gold. Let's do it again.
Do it again.
As you wish. Anybody else want to get in on this?
Yeah,
No?
he looks. He's like, Dubin, you want to get on this too? You seem like you're already paying attention.
Might as well.
So you just drop your
Yeah,
5
just throw
gold
the
on the
5
table.
gold back, yeah.
Hold back in.
All right. And last call. And here we go.
All right, rolling. Are you freaking? Oh my god!
Fuck.
I rolled another natural 1. Are you kidding me? Oh god.
It seems like that one
Rolled
space
it.
game we did with Cram is coming back to me again because I rolled a 2.
Natural 1.
I rolled another
What
1.
what did you get, Brexit?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
All right, Waller, it's up to you. Does he beat it? Does he beat me?
You rolled a
What's
natural
yours?
1.
I rolled. Well, no, I mean, does Brexit beat me? Because I rolled a 30.
Roll me d6s, both of you.
I rolled a natural 19.
Yeah,
Damn.
and since this is so high, I'm gonna say roll a d6.
6.
Yeah, 4. So you keep
So,
track,
kill it,
but
yeah.
fucking barely. I made
Yeah,
you.
you're like,
Uh,
oh,
I'm like, oh, okay, pull out the so-so, I see.
this guy's got skill. Okay.
And
And,
once his hands stop, he holds his hands up, says, "Which is the ace?"
the dwarf picks a card and it's not the ace. Like he just like a 3, and pop it over and it's like a king. Like nothing. And then Darius, he looks to you. He's like, "You have an idea?" He picks it. Yeah.
Did Darius pick the right card?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he flips that up, flips the ace, and says, "Oh, looks like you win the hand."
So now you get 10 gold.
Yay.
And the dwarf puts another 10 or 5 gold on the table.
He's going again?
Yeah, this guy does not want to be beat by an elf, man. He's
Oh,
prideful.
I'm gonna put
Oh.
him in the poorhouse. New way to rob people. Fucking rob them without robbing them. I'm just fucking
Dude,
that quick
literally
of
what they
hand.
did in the Wild West, man. It's what they did.
Except for I'm not cheating. I'm
I
just
know.
doing it legit.
I know. You're just doing it legit, man.
Now, if I had the actual cups, I could, cheat. But
Actually, yeah. Alright, and he's like, again. So, you want
Darius.
to put it back in, Darius?
I'll put 5 gold back in.
All right. Anybody else?
Cam, do you want to try this? You're playing your
playing.
instrument, but okay.
All right.
Minnie, Arir, by this time, do you want to join in? Aria?
I think Minnie is gone.
Minnie? Is Minnie muted?
Oh, Minnie's dead. Sarah's going to the bathroom. So
Arir is actually passed out from drinking the elven
Face
stuff
down on
at
the
this
table.
point. You know,
I did not agree with the dwarven constitution.
no. Well, that one's better. I got a 15.
Respectable.
what'd you get, Brexit?
I got a 24.
Jesus Christ.
Plus
I
6, man.
got
fucking plus 10,
a
or whatever, plus 10 or 11 or whatever the fuck it is. It was ridiculous.
I got a 26.
Damn, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have to nat 20 to fucking beat that. I'm not pulling another nat 20 out my ass.
That's it. That
unfortunately.
was a natural 15.
I know. You got
I have a plus 11 sleight of hand.
yeah. As I
So
said,
Yeah,
we
the
literally
dwarf
could
is
roll into
still-
a town and just fucking clean people's houses. This-
The dwarf is sitting there. He's looking visibly frustrated. He picks the wrong card again. He's visibly frustrated. He puts another 5 down. He's like, I'm going to win this, damn it.
Oh, I take the 10 gold and set it aside.
Okay. He looks to
Just
Darius. You want to
stacked
go
up.
again?
oh,
Very
why not?
abrupt
But
and
the-
very... Alright. See how this goes. Pulling it again. That's a 5. Jesus. Jesus!
Are you going again, Darius?
Yep.
It was
And
a
that
5.
is a 22.
I rolled a 19.
Damn, yeah, I can't beat
The
that.
Darius wins. Are you rolled an 18?
No, that's a total
Okay.
9. I got a total of 19.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So you
The
keep track.
Darius wins.
So Tazar slides 10 gold to Darius.
Okay.
The dwarf's just probably going like, how's this grunny fucking doing this?
Yeah, he's sitting here. He's like, he looks to both of you. He's like, you two are not in on this, are you? He's
I
like
just look at
legitimately
him and say,
calling you out.
there is no way I can cheat. Inspect the cards if you like.
He takes the cards and he looks at them, and you see him like drop each one of them on the table. And then he looks to you, Darius, like, you holy man, do you cheat people? Is this part of your religion?
I mean, those were my cards. He's borrowed them. Not really cheating.
I know.
Nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly fine. They are a pretty pristine pack of cards. There's literally, like, the scuffs on them are so minimal that you wouldn't be able to tell the cards apart.
Like,
realistically.
they've been sitting more in the box than being used.
Yes.
So.
They don't get left out. Once Darius was done with them, he would put them straight back in the box.
He's like, I am not going to lose. I must win the round. He puts another 5 gold down.
Tazar looks at Darius. In a row.
I'll put 5 gold forward.
All right.
I'm gonna eat this 20 into the sun. Hang on. That's going back in the box. I'm gonna roll another one because that thing was rolling fucking low. That's better. 20 not natural.
Okay.
25. Rolling on the high end
Waller,
with this die.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
roll me a d6.
Okay.
Oh shit! See if that guy
Okay.
fucking sees it. Okay.
Oh, you've got a good chance here.
I got a 2.
I got a 1. He keeps track this time.
Yep. And he's like, there it is. And he points it out and you flip it over. Good job. And then he's like, he
And-
puts back, he keeps 5 there and he takes 5 back. I'm getting my money back now. I'm hitting my stride.
Ah, the good old way. Gambler falls down the pit.
All right, I'm back.
Yup. Minnie, do you want to get in on the gambling?
Oh, what have I?
Yes.
We're doing.
What have I
Tazar's doing the shell game with cards.
Still, we're still doing that.
Find the ace.
Absolutely.
All right,
5
so
gold.
Arrear
Standing
steps up, puts a 5 gold in.
So
Just
we
a
got
5
3
gold, I
players
won.
now.
Yup. So 15
I'm
gold in
probably
the
gonna
pot.
have to add. I'm probably gonna have to add a couple more cards just for
Okay.
flavor because
Yeah.
otherwise every time
It'd
somebody
get really
would win.
easy. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like I don't know, like 2 more cards or something.
Honestly, those should really
Yeah,
be
so-
individual bets.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
be. But you know, this is just a different way to do it. It's kind of like blackjack, but with skill involved. Somebody always takes the whole pot. Oh wait, no, that's poker. Either way,
Blackjack too. Technically.
well, no, blackjack is player versus
Unless you
the
tie.
house.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, go ahead.
rolling. Whoa.
Roll a perception check, Minnie.
All right. Fuck.
That is a 24.
15.
Do we add our modifiers or just straight roll?
Yes, add your
Modifier.
modifiers.
Your
Okay, just
perception
checking.
mod.
11.
The
Darius wins.
Darius and the dwarf win.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Not
I
you.
got a 13.
So they split
Really?
it, so
I
7 and
Yeah.
7 and 7, and then one goes back to the dealer to break it because it's odd. Yes.
I guess.
Anyway, you want to do one more? We'll do one more.
Yeah, one more.
He's only just started gambling. He's like, I got the addiction.
All right,
All
rolling
right.
again.
Ooh.
Shit. 10.
I love
6.
ending it on a high note. Natural 20.
6.
16.
Start and finish on a
Jerry's
high
got a
note, baby.
20. Anyway.
So,
Where are these rolls for combat is my question.
right? So yeah, if that's the last game they're gonna do, Hazard's going
Yep.
to file an offer, give the gold to Darius, one to Darius, and then pack the deck of cards up, and then he's gonna take and slide the gold that he took from the dwarf back towards the dwarf.
Oh, wow. And the dwarf looks at you and he's like, very honorable. For an elf.
Well,
For a cotton picking long hair.
Hazard just smirks
And
and tells him, well, it was more for practice of my sleight of hand versus, actually trying to make money. The betting just makes it a little more fun.
I see. Well, I think with that, and we will end the scene there as the camera fades to black for the episode, for the session. We've been going 2 hours already, so we'll go ahead and keep it short, and we will pick up next time with us going into the caverns to go figure out what happened.
All the initiative rolls.
All the initiative rolls, boys, get ready.
Is it
What you
weird
gonna
that I was
face?
actually
You don't
playing
know.
cards?
Stream coming down.
Sure, exactly.